Okay, so the first thing I have to say is this is supposed to be a green trail. It's not a green trail.
Whenever you go on an extended overlanding trip, you never know exactly what you're going to run into. In our first 16 days on the road, we'd enjoyed everything from Arkansas mud holes to the high desert on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, as well as encountering several challenges on the way. After experiencing such wide open spaces and grand views, we just weren't quite ready to turn around and head home yet. With only 4 days left to drive almost 1,800 miles, we knew we might be cutting it close on time if we took one more detour. But when you have to drive through Colorado anyway, and you're passing hundreds of iconic off-road trails, what would you do?
And off into the distance.
So we did what any sensible overlander would do. We found one more dispersed camp in Colorado so we could enjoy one last trail before heading home.
Our last day in the Rockies. Now we have to go back to Ohio.
Now Bill's over here eating cold cereal. We've already had oatmeal. Tea.
Toes are cold.
And Ash's meat is being cooked.
After we all enjoyed breakfast, there were 3 things we had to do. First, we had to choose the trail we wanted to take today. Second, we had to get gas, because we'd forgotten last night after dinner to stop and fill up. And I'll tell you, the tiny dog was not excited about it.
Are you waiting patiently for Bill? You're not waiting patiently.
And lastly, we had to stop at the beginning of the trail and air down.
Well, we decided to make it one more night in Colorado because I love it. I just have to go straight to work after.
Yes, we both will. It'll be great.
After be gone 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't remember them doing this before.
They're always farting for me.
Really?
Yeah.
They're just loud. It's like they sing.
The road to Chinn Lake is one of many trails near Empire, Colorado. The majority of the 3.7-mile one-way trail is wide, open, and easy. But if you drive the trail all the way up to the lakes, expect it to earn its level 4 rating. The Chinn Lake Trail is at high altitude, beginning around 9,500 feet and going up over 11,000 feet. So pay attention to whether you're showing signs of altitude sickness. Because the majority of this road is an easy drive, you may also encounter 2-wheel drive low-clearance vehicles, but I definitely wouldn't recommend it, especially when you get closer to the lakes. Most of this trail travels along private property, but once you reach the lakes, there's plenty of dispersed camping. But there are usually also plenty of campers already lined up along the beautiful lakeshore. The lakes in this area are also regularly stocked with various kinds of trout, which means you'll also generally find fishermen plying their trade on these shores. This little lake is known as Sherwin Lake or Upper Chinn Reservoir. The ridge behind the lake, it rises all the way up to the Continental Divide. It was so windy the day we were here that I couldn't fly the drone, and even the tripod got toppled over by those gusts.
What do you think, Tiny Dog?
From Sherwin Lake, it's only a stone's throw away, over and down below the dam, to Chinn's Lake.
All right, say something to your viewers.
Like and subscribe. I can only do this part-time till you do. One more day in Colorado, that's all we got. I can feel the winter chill, little skips of snow on the top. A little over 10,000 feet. Sun feels good. Got on my sandals and my toboggan. That's how you do it. See, I got my sandals on, ready to go.
Yeah, thankfully it doesn't look like anything's sticking through the sidewall. It's just on the sidewall.
Chinn Lake is named after Raleigh Washington Chinn, who lived in this area with his wife and 7 children in the 1870s. Mr. Chinn and his family moved out west with the initial intention to seek out the California goldfields, but when they were attacked by Indians on the way, they decided to settle near Denver instead. By 1859, Mr. Chinn was running a freight line from the Missouri River to Pikes Peak, and likely knew that route better than any other man alive. By 1870, the entire family moved to Breckenridge, where Mr. Chinn worked as a miner for 6 years. The Chinn family then moved to Clear Creek County, where he managed the Downeyville Hotel for a time. He then established Chinn's boarding house in Chinnstown, which was a town named after him, and he eventually created the Chinn's Hotel in Dumont, Colorado. This cabin along the shore of the lake named after Mr. Chinn is likely one of several that the Chinn family built and resided in the area. If you keep your eyes peeled on the way back down that track from Chinn Lake, you'll also find some remnants from the mining history in the area. Driving away from Chinn Lake that day was like living on the edge of a moment of peace and seeing the frantic frenzy of life just ahead of you. And so it shouldn't really be surprising at all that we found one last stop to enjoy along the way. And then we found ourselves back on the road for those last few miles of dirt, where we would need to air up, get back on the pavement, and take the highway east towards home.
to my own heartbeat, back and forth against the night. I could not surrender to my cold fears, knowing someone's out there, you were out there waiting just for me. Wake up in my arms. How I love it when you take all of my parts. Then you're running with my explored design and the love that brought us here. Now when I wake, no matter the space, I know that I'm home. And I will not run, and I will not hide my love.
Thanks so much for joining us as we explored Chinn Lake and experienced the cross-country drive 1,800 miles towards home. And if you missed any of our almost 4,900-mile journey, I hope you'll go back and check out our library of videos, starting back in the Ozarks where, oh yeah, now that I'm home, I've got to deal with that foot problem. And this is what our next adventure is likely to look like. But that next adventure isn't really about my foot surgery. Instead, it's about going out and exploring the world despite things like that.
Is this not what you expected when we went camping?
I love it when you take all of my heart. Oh, I love it when you wake up in my arms. How I love it when you take all of my heart. And you run with my
If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe. And until we see you again, I hope you go out and find your own adventure.